Here is a quick story about how I went from 120 kilos all the way down to 67 kilos. My very first successful weight loss attempt was at Weight Watchers. This is way back when there was really no internet, really phones were just used for calling people. And you would have to go to a weekly meeting to go get yourself weighed and have like a group chat. Back then, Weight Watchers was a middle-aged women's weight loss program. But being 15 years old, when your parents didn't know much about nutrition or training or anything like that, they had no idea, no clue where to direct me. And this just so happened to be an ad at the time that I was looking to try and lose weight and get healthier. Weight Watchers system was a very simple system. It was like points. It was like simplified calorie counting. The first 4 weeks, I was literally dropping about 2 kilos per week. When you used to go to these meetings, they used to weigh you in on a scale. On this scale was like an old school scale with like a little metal rod, and they used to push it across to slide to check your weight that week. And I remember on my very last check-in, this was about 4 weeks into the program. This was all run by volunteers, and I jumped on the scale. We had a little logbook, and then they compared your weigh-in compared to last week's weigh-in. And the volunteer said, "You've lost nothing. You need to do better." And I literally walked out and never went back again because I knew I put in the hard work. Nothing had changed. I stuck to my points, quote unquote calories, did all my walking and steps I was normally doing. And for whatever reason, my weight was just higher that one day. But little did I know at this one moment would be the life-changing part where it put me on the journey for the rest of my life. And from that moment onwards, I just kept on self-learning, self-education, learning more about training, nutrition, etc. And the first 40 kilos that I lost, I didn't pick up a single weight. All I did was walk every single day and watch my nutrition. Things got really serious is when I started to get into the gym. This is where some muscle was starting to be built, strength was improving, all the good things you get from the weight training side. But just know that I started pretty much in the worst position you can be. Most Instagram influencers and fitness experts these days come from a sporting background. They are already fitness fanatics from day one. They were literally born into it. They love it. I hated it. I hated exercise. I liked junk food. My habits were in the toilet. And the reassuring thing I'm trying to drive home is that if I can do this at the age of 15 years old, going from this to this in a couple of years, you absolutely can do this too. Now, the main difference and the one thing that I missed out on is the ability these days is to have access to a coach who can shortcut this process. It probably took me about 2.5 years to lose majority of the weight, which is about 40-ish kilos. Knowing what I know now, I could get that same result for a client in less than a year. All the mistakes that I've made, all the learning and trial and error, and literally hundreds and hundreds of clients that I've worked with, that is what you get when you pay for coaching. It is not simply just about, here is your calories, here are your macros, here is a weight training program, do this many steps. Yes, they are the fundamentals, but you are getting a lifetime of experience, personal experience, and personal experience with working with hundreds of clients in the same situation that you're probably currently in. So if you are ready to make a change and you need the help, send me a message. January intakes are going to be open, and I'm looking to take on more clients starting from next year. Otherwise, watch all of my videos, and there is more than enough free content on my page to get you from this to this.